Hey there, I'm Jen, and today we're going to take a closer look at the Alpinestars Stella SMX V2 boots. Now, this is a pair of boots that's going to appeal to the sport rider out there, and you're looking for a pair of boots that can kind of do it all. You know you're going to do a lot of street riding, but you're also thinking about the occasional track day. You need that kind of elevated approach to protection. The Stella SMX is going to have all those kind of racing features you want to see out of a boot, but also going to have some comfort features for all your street riding as well. Now, these boots price in at $300, so they're going to ship to you for free, and as always, our price match policy is in place to guarantee you the lowest price available. Let's talk about sizing. I've gone ahead and tried on these Alpinestars Stella SMX in my size, which is a size 38, and it is a true to size fit. Our recommendation is go ahead and order the size you would normally wear. All right, so let's dive into it. Let's talk about all the different features of the SMX V2 boot. I'm going to start you up front here. And so when we're looking at the shin area, we like to call this the shin kicker guard. And what can happen sometimes when you're riding really aggressive on the track or on the sport ride is you could slip off your peg and you could go owie just right into the shin on your foot peg. Not a great sensation. So this nice hard part here is going to help protect you from that kind of instance. Now, as we look at the bellows here, this is accordion bellow here, and that really helps with the flexibility and mobility of the boot. Also gives it a better anatomical fit. Coming on down into the toe portion, you have a reinforced toe. I'll give a little flex here so you can take a peek at that. And as we would expect from a racing style boot like this one, it does have a shifter pad here for the durability of the boot and also comfort when you're doing a lot of shifting. Now, on the outside portion, this is a removable toe slider. So if you're getting really low in those corners and you're starting to scrape up the outer portion of your toe, you could go ahead and replace these as needed. Moving on to the side view, I do want to point out this is the perforated version of this boot. So you're going to see a lot of that generous perf happening here. Really great option if you live in a hotter climate like I do, like Southern California. Do keep in mind that there is a non-perforated version if you're in a cooler climate. So you have your choice of either of those. So coming up top, I want to talk about this ankle torsion system. This is a really good protective feature of this boot. What it does is it allows for that normal hinge joint orientation that your ankle normally wants to go in, but then it helps fight any of that lateral movement. So if you have a crash or something like that, we really don't want you getting tweaked out on either side like that. So the torsion system is going to give you a nice bracing system into the ankle area. Now I want to point out that the torsion system's only on the outside of this boot, it's not on the inside. If you're a rider and you really want that extra level of protection, you want the torsion system on both sides of the boot, you should consider stepping up to Alpinestars SMX Plus V2 boots. Okie dokie, but with that all covered, let's talk a little bit about the sole. This is a rubber molded sole. It gives you about 1 inch lift here in the heel. And when we look at the flexibility of the sole, we give this about a 5 out of 10 on the flex scale. So very middle of the road there. And that's kind of unique in an aggressive sport riding boot like this one. Normally they're super stiff, but it's nice to see you got that flexibility. So it's going to work well on or off the bike. Now, coming on to the bottom view, we just want to give you a quick peek at this, what we call aggressive sport riding grip that we see in a lot of Alpinestars street-oriented sport style riding sneakers and boots. What this does is it's going to help you give nice grip on the foot pegs and also for walking around the paddock. I know personally, like foot pegs can get slippery sometimes, so it's good to see this little extra pattern happening there, especially when you're sport riding, you're moving around a lot on the motorcycle. You want to get those kind of help wherever you can find it. So moving on to the back portion of the boot, you're going to see more hard parts in play here, up here in kind of like almost an Achilles heel tendon kind of area, and then down into the heel cup, you do have reinforcement and of course this hard heel cup here that we see in a lot of racing boots. You're going to have more of that rear bellows into play here, again to help with the flexibility and mobility. All right, so on the inside of the boot, or the medial side rather, we're going to take a peek at the entry into the Stella SMX. So got a nice big Velcro panel here that opens up into a YKK zipper. Also has a nice Velcro keeper up here so you can stash that away nice and tidy. And then on the inside, I just want to point out there is some protection on the inside of the boot for your ankle with that hard TPU part. You can see that little flash of green. So you're not totally exposed on the inside of the boot. You do have a certain level of protection on your ankle on the medial side. Alrighty, and so that's going to do it. That's your general overview of the Alpinestars Stella SMX V2 boots. Again, this is a good option for the rider out there who's going to do occasional track day, still doing a lot of road riding, wants kind of the best of both worlds into one. This is something you want to take a closer look at. Now, if you have more questions, go ahead and hit the info button on your desktop or mobile device. It'll redirect you to the product page where you see more product features and read some reviews from riders like yourself. And if you have even more questions, give our customer service a call. They're going to be happy to help you find a pair of riding boots that best suits your needs. All right, well, thanks for hanging out as we take a closer look at the Alpinestars Stella SMX 6 V2 boots. I'm Jen. Keep it on 2.